Hello guys and welcome to another of my videos. My name is Maya Marquez. On today's video, I want to talk to you about my history with YouTube and also what I think about this new algorithm or algorithms and how it has affected me personally. So if this interests you, keep on watching.
There's a beautiful day headed your way. Keep your head up, you'll be okay. A beautiful day waiting for you.
Okay guys, so I first found out about YouTube in probably the middle of 2006. I believe YouTube, if I'm correctly, started on 2005, somewhere around there. Then, about a year later, it's when I found out about YouTube. And as soon as I found out, I wanted to do it. I wanted to join and I wanted to start making videos. Why? Because prior to that, years before that, and all my friends who know me, as soon as I was able to buy a camcorder, I was all about making videos. I will make the most random videos ever. Some funny, some dancing videos, and all kinds of things. I loved making videos and photography and everything of that nature. So I was making videos already. And what happens is that I found out about YouTube, but I didn't have access to internet, or I didn't have the camera, at certain points. And if I had one of the other, I was missing something. So I was never able to just come through and really do what I've loved and evolve from there. So I feel that it wasn't meant to be for me at the time, so it never happened. So later on, I got my first desktop. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go, on to YouTube and just like start watching content, start learning from other people at the same time as I'm being entertained and everything. So I opened my first account, and that's an actual channel that I have. It's my main account, where the one that Google knows it the most. I mean, it was created on 2007. And so that I put videos of, some concerts that I have gone to, events that I have gone to, and I wanted that channel just simply to be exclusive for those type of videos where I would just be almost non-edit, just like raw of an event, and just be like that, just as a reminder, a personal reminder, and to be able to share with close friends and family. It was never designed to just like, oh, I want to become a YouTuber, blah blah blah, with that channel, because I didn't have a camera or anything. So it wasn't, even though I wanted it so bad, it didn't cross my mind. And I was like always thinking, well, I can always create a new channel exclusively for that. Well, then time went on, and I think the second channel I created, which is this channel, I believe I created it in 2010. And so that's when I was just like, I have to get into this YouTube world. And I had my first camera, and it was when the flip cameras were all the rage, and all the YouTubers had their flip cameras. Now I have the second generation still. I own the second generation, and I did an upgrade. So let me actually bring it to you guys so you guys can see. And this camera is actually pretty relevant up to date. It records 1080p 60 frames per second. This camera is pretty awesome still. It's waterproof. It is the first generation Play Sport by Kodak. And I'm really still kind of impressed with the camera and the capability of it. You can take it down up to 3 meters, 10 feet underwater. So if you're in a pool or something like that, you'll be able to take some underwater shots. I just didn't use it that much, because what happens is then I didn't have access to the internet, because I was moving all over, moving from Texas back to California, and all this, scandal. And so it was just not meant to be for me. And I was just so bummed about it, because I saw all these YouTubers just going and becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And I was just like blown away. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to do it so bad. Then I make this channel, and slowly I started working my way into what I am now. And so, yeah, a little over a year ago, I started the channel and became approved and got my channel to be monetized, even though, because the rules were more simple. Even though I didn't have that many followers or whatever, I actually got to the point that I qualified for the monetization. And so I did. I monetized the channel, and I was monetizing just about every single video that I was doing. But here's why I did it. I did it because I wanted to learn, and I wanted to see by experience what happened. I know my channel didn't evolve and didn't go anywhere. Why? Because I have been focused so much on trying things out. If you go and see all my videos, I tried changing the name of my channel. It didn't work. That backfired. And so then I realized that my name was not going to make, because I wasn't an actual popular YouTuber or anything. I didn't have the access to actually personalize certain things and everything. So I realized quickly that it was a mistake. I created intros. You can go see that. I haven't deleted anything so that people can see the evolution of what I've gone through and see that, you can improve. And I'm still trying my hardest to actually improve and become better. Why? Because I love it. I didn't join YouTube because of the money. Back then there was no money. It just started happening a few years ago. A couple years ago, whatever. And then that's when the actual ads and all that popped in and people started making money that way on YouTube. And I was just like, okay, so that's an extra freaking golden egg. I want it. Of course I want it. And everybody that can monetize should monetize their videos regardless. And they shouldn't be ashamed of it. Why? Because it is a program that is being provided for you. Why shouldn't you take advantage just because some people are criticizing you? You shouldn't. Oh, you want to be taken serious in certain videos. Why are you monetizing them? You're monetizing them because you can. That doesn't stop your video from being serious and you being serious, just because you monetize it. Monetization has nothing to do with your message, or at least that's what I think, and it shouldn't. But that's a total different subject. That's something else. I kind of derailed because it kind of just clicked on me, like how people were shaming others because they were monetizing their videos on serious subject videos. And some of them were automatically unmonetizing those videos and saying in the video, hey, I didn't monetize it exclusively so that you guys can take me serious. I don't think that should never have been necessary. But anyway, so monetization is just a tool to make money, and it is a business. It's no joke. As soon as you become a partner, that's a job. That's just, that's an actual business. So it has to be taken serious. I took that serious. But at the same time, like I was telling you, my channel was not going to go anywhere because I was trying way too much. And I was focusing on trial and error things. I'm still doing it a little bit, but I have more of where I want to take this now, where I want to go into the future with this. And so I think that I'm having more of a clear-headed and more of an understanding after hours and hours of spending watching other educational videos on how to do this, doing all this, trial and error, like I said, and then just making sure that everything is up to par. And then I get better with my thumbnails, with my metadata, understanding how that works, understanding the system. And then here we are, and it feels like you just got hit low and hard. Here's what I felt. Personally, what I felt when monetization was taken away from me, and mind you, you have to understand my position. I understood that my channel was not going anywhere and that I wasn't getting enough subscribers and enough views because I was all over the place and I was still growing. So I knew that I wasn't going to get all this, traffic and all this, which it's needed to stay alive, to stay, in this program. So what happens is that I had that understanding. Therefore, the blow didn't hit me as hard because I was prepared mentally. That being said, even though that I knew and I was prepared for this mentally, it still made me feel so bad and so horrible, to the brink of, is this even worth it? Then I had to remind myself, I'm not in this for the money. I've never got in it for the money. That was an extra golden egg. The opportunity that was given to me to be able to have this platform. Can you imagine how much money you have to, spend to actually reach this amount of people and to just have this whole entire platform running and everything? I mean, it's an actual collective of everybody, because YouTube needs the content creators just as much as the content creators need YouTube. So it goes hand in hand. And here is where I lead with my understanding now, after watching certain videos and educating myself on how the system works. I've been watching a lot of videos, and I'm telling you, I've been frustrated because I've seen these videos that people started talking about monetization and demonetization and all these horrors and everything. And they talk about the algorithm. First of all, I learned that it's not one algorithm, it's multiple algorithms, multiple teams who are in charge of the monetization, and then you have the team of the metadata and how all that integrates in other teams, and all these people that put this together and all this structure together, that make the software and all this to work and just collect all this information and reroute the information. They're different teams, and they all eventually somehow correlate and talk to each other eventually, but they're still separate. So there's multiple different situations. And so what happens is that understanding how that works and why certain things do and happen in a certain way, it made me feel even better, because I understand that now, or at least now I have more of an understanding that the system is not out to get us, that the system is not out to kick us out and just, because the system is really not discriminating against a slow YouTuber, and is not discriminating against a big YouTuber. The reason why a big YouTuber is big is because it has more interaction with people. But the algorithm's still collecting your information. It's a matter of think of it as a snowball. So there's people who are already pay their dues, and they're just like, their snowball is ginormous, and it's ahead of ours. And our snowball is just barely going, barely taking off, So it's about that, staying consistent and getting better as you go along. Then you get the attention, you get the people to come to you, and you get that interaction that is needed for the system to recognize what is happening with your channel. The more views you get, the more the system is going to recommend your video accordingly. What is so cool is that it's not only collecting data from your channel, it's collecting data most importantly per video. Meaning that if you have one or multiple videos that bombed and it was just bad, it doesn't matter if you still have them there or not. That data, it's exclusively to that video and not to your new videos and all your good videos and your bad videos and whatever. Every video is going to have their own data and their own situation going accordingly, according to the content, but most importantly, according to what kind of reaction, what kind of action, and what kind of information that is being created by all the viewers based on your content and all that. So it's a whole goodness that is happening. I love that about YouTube, and I love the system. So I welcome that system. Talking about monetization and demonetization. Now that's a little higher to get. So now you're like, okay, so I was, the light was at the end of the tunnel, and all of a sudden that light is even further ahead, and I'm like, I'm so frustrated. I want to end it. I want to run away. Well, if you quit, then you quit. That's your decision. But I think it goes that if your passion is to make videos and to move forward and become better and create the skill or grow that skill and really go somewhere because you're doing it out of your own passion and not solely for the money, the incentive of the money. Because let me tell you right now, you don't need YouTube's monetization to make money. Most YouTubers, if you pay attention, they make more money and greater money out of their different ventures in different ways. That happens when you become bigger. So I'm well aware of that, and that's why I'm not fearful. Like, I think that I'm putting everything that I can onto this, and I really hope that in the future I collect enough information to translate it to my viewers, and therefore, you know, bringing them back at the same time that they are enjoying themselves. Because remember, we're doing this not so much for ourselves, but to entertain others. So it's not about the money. It shouldn't be about the money. The thing that I'm still confused and I haven't gotten an answer for was this. Not long ago, a few months back, I even tried to make some videos about it and I couldn't get my thoughts together, and I don't think I did a great job about it. And so I was very confused and I was scared. And here is why. Accidentally, I found out that my video got stolen, and that's the only one that I found out that got stolen. So I was doing some unboxings, not because I wanted to become the great next unboxer. You know, I do have some other unboxings coming. That's just products that I like, and then I'm like, you know what, I want to make some unboxing videos, my version. And so if people like them, they like them. If not, at least I have them for me and for my people. They're just there, and it gives me the practice, because you need practice. If you don't practice and if you don't put it out there for people to react, you're never going to find out if you're doing as good as you think or not. You know, sometimes you have this amazing talent and you don't even know because you're afraid to put it out there. So then I found out I don't have that great talent. I have to work hard. So let's work hard. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that my video got stolen and I accidentally stumbled upon it, you know. I was making some changes based on what I learned and how, like, you should fix your metadata and blah, blah, blah. So I was, you know, trying to learn all that. And I'm like, okay, so maybe I can do some improvements and see how people respond, whatever. Change my title, because my title, I actually forgot to change the title, because once I found out my video got stolen, then that rerouted my whole entire thing. And I remember now that I never fixed that video the way that I wanted it. So the title steals the old title and not the new title. So the video is about me unboxing, getting my new lights at the time, the ones that I have here. So my soft boxes and stuff, and my, you know, green screens and everything, 3 different screens and background, whatever. So I got them and I was so excited. So I'm like, I'm going to do an unboxing and I'm going to do a slide review at the end. It ended up being a long video. It's a long video, but people somehow, they like it. And a lot of people, you know, they keep commenting on how they liked it, and they have bought the same lights based on my video. So I was like, okay, so I didn't like it for how long it was, but apparently people responded. As I'm trying to change, I realized that under the suggestions that YouTube give you on the side, there is me. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm dealing with my video here. Why am I over there in a picture, in a thumbnail that I didn't upload it? That's a thumbnail straight out of my video. I was like, really? So I go in there and different title, you know, everything. And then I realized this dude had a channel dedicated to tons and tons of videos that he stole from other YouTubers. What I found out is this people are doing this all over YouTube. And what they're doing is they're creating multiple channels. They go steal all this unboxing videos and all these videos from smaller YouTubers like me, because we are less likely to start a sting operation against them. So here is what happens. So they steal all these videos and blah, blah, blah. My video's in 4K, therefore, you know, they're going to get a better quality when they download it. And so I think that's why they took it, whatever the case. So what they did is they took it, they uploaded, blah, blah, blah. They didn't even qualify for the older requirements, the previous requirements to be monetized. But yet they were making tons of money, not through YouTube monetization, but through Amazon and everything else. So what I'm trying to say is that when YouTube came out and said, these new changes are to protect content creators, I was just like, to protect content creators? In what terminology are you talking about, protect content creators? Because your changes are not gonna get rid of these people. They're not making money through your system. They're making money through somebody else's monetization system on YouTube. Your changes are not going to affect these people because they can put a link to their website at any time in the descriptions and everything, and every time people click, they're going to be rerouted to other places and blah, blah, blah. So that's what confused me the most and really hurt me the most, because I was just like, you know what? You're taking my monetization, but you're not fixing my problem. So here's what I think. Back when YouTube got scared, essentially, and started panicking everybody before the changes took place, people, advertisers started to pull their money, started to pull away. And so they say, nope, we are not going to invest our money in your system because your system is flawed, you know, and we don't like the way everything is happening. So YouTube, of course, got scared because they have the same feeling that we're going through. You know, I felt like a child who was given this special candy and I haven't even begun to enjoy it and you already snatch it from my hands. So it's like, wait a minute, you had already given it to me and then you just took it away. Well, that happens to them. So you have to think about it. They had the same feeling. We're making tons of money here. It's a business. And they're just simply shut that water off. That pouring in of money just simply stopped by all these people pulling away. Of course, they're going to implement changes. They're going to, you know, find ways to make these people happy so that they can come back. So I don't care if I have to work harder now to get to this new goals and these new changes. I'll do it if that's what it takes. Now, I'm not doing it exclusively for the money, but if it comes, that's an extra golden egg. If I waited a year, I don't care if I have to wait another year, but as long as I make it happen, I will make it happen. So it's very simple. And as long as you understand that, you know, it's not the same, that it's not the only way for you to be successful, you know, in money-wise, essentially, you know. There's many other ways that you can go about it. But anyway, so when YouTube got scared, they were right away scrambling to come up with different ways. And this is what they implemented to prove to them that they were willing to work with them and they didn't want to lose them. So then you can see the changes that happened, and, you know, it affected big YouTubers just as much as small YouTubers. And so for me, I don't feel so much the affection, because even when my channel was monetized, I think I ended up making like $1 something in the course of a year. That's how bad my channel did. So at the end of the day, I never made a dime. So it's like, probably YouTube felt, you know what, people like you, channels like you, why are we going to have them in file when we're not doing anything? When you get to a level that you're doing something, then, you know, you come around. It is simple, and it is actually more helpful because, remember, the systems have to collect all this data. So people like my channel and whatever, they're no longer going to be amongst all this data. So the data will be more fluid and will be easier to work with because you don't have all this extra bulk of people just jamming the system, because we're not going anywhere and I'm not making really anything. So it's like, I don't care if my monetization is in pause and then eventually when I meet the criteria, it'll come back to me. That will be fantastic. If you're a small YouTuber like me and you really love to make videos, then do it for the right reasons and everything else shall come, you know? And just be happy. Take that monetization out of your head and just focus on making your content, you know, better, and focus on just reaching your goals in the way that you want them to happen, and not because there's this little carrot dangling and I'm like, I'm almost there, you know. I personally don't like that feeling.
You gotta be quicker than that.
Other people don't care. That's what they're all about. That's theirs. I think we have to respect each other and whatever. I also believe that this new system is going to get rid of all that unnecessary follow for follow that doesn't even work. I think that the proper way of follow or sub for sub, it's when it's actually done the correct way, the way it's supposed to be meant to be, which is two YouTubers helping each other, not just by subscribing to each other, but actually being active members of each other's accounts, meaning they are watching each other's content just as much as they are sharing it, just as much as they are helping each other, maybe potential collabs, maybe things like that. I love channels like that, you know. I do it with my friend Janae Reyes, you know. Check her channel. I'll put her on the link on the box down below. I mean, like, things like that is just, even if it's occasionally or whatever, and if you don't get the time or whatever, it's about being active. Why? Because the system, the algorithms will actually pay attention to that you're an active member just as much as you are a content creator. And so that actually helps to be notified and, you know, pretty much noticed in the proper ways. I don't think it's a good idea to have all these different followers that just like subscribe to you, but they're non-active. They're just dead accounts. They never go anywhere. They're not active or whatever. So it's just a number. They're just lingering there. Well, the system is smarter than that. They're like, okay, it's just a number, but it's not doing anything. It's just, there's so many variables. There's so many things. I don't know everything about it. This is just simply, you know, what I think about it and some of my history with YouTube and how I ended up in this and how it's affecting me. And so I hope you get something out of this video. I hope you have at least a different point of view from what you thought and what you were being told, because we've been watching these videos where they talk about this single algorithm that is just annihilating everybody, and it's gonna do this and it's gonna do that, and it's just a trend. I really hope you get something out of this video. I hope you at least got a different point of view and a different understanding based on the little that I know. If you like this video, don't forget to give it thumbs up. Don't forget to share it if you think somebody can benefit from it. And if you're not a subscriber yet, I invite you to consider pressing that subscribe button. In fact, I'm gonna leave my channel right here, and then my Spanish channel right here, and another video for you to entertain yourself. Bye!